Nerd Rage Renegades.
Everyone, welcome to the Nerd Rage Renegades. We are back amidst me being in a coma for the last couple days.
Yeah.
Sick.
You're hard to find.
Dude, I was like, it was that sickness where it's like your whole head just feels like it's like full of mush.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and your sinuses are like, it's like that thing where you're sick and like everything that goes in your mouth, like drink or food wise, tastes off.
Everything. It's horrible.
It's like horrible. And you wake up and your mouth is so dry and it's like, you know, you're like, it feels like there's stuff all on your gums and you're like,
Well, I was just being lazy for like 3 days straight because you were sick and I was like, well, I'm going to take this opportunity to fucking sleep too.
Yeah.
So I slept a lot too. So it seemed like every time you were awake, I was asleep. And every time I was awake, you were asleep.
So luckily you read a bunch of the books because I've read one because I've just been up and down sleeping for like all weekend.
Yeah.
So,
I read, let's see. We'll get to that. We'll get to it later, but I read about 4 or 5 of them.
All right, I read the most important one. I read Batman. So when we get there, I read Batman. So
yeah, I got Batman. We can do long distance. Well, there's a lot to discuss about that Batman. There's a lot of shit going on.
There's a lot. Now I will say before I went down in a heap of before I went to Slumberland and met Flip and King Morpheus and fought the Nightmare King with the Oomps and all this other good stuff. I took Friday off of work, and honestly, it was a good thing I did. It was a good thing I did. Couple reasons. One, I got a call for a new job interview. For a new job. You know, and now I'm not going to say what it is because, you know, I keep that kind of stuff personal, kind of private, but I am excited for it. I'm nervous for it, and let me just tell you, going out and buying a fucking suit for an interview is fucking bullshit.
And it's not really, it's within your same vein of what you do now.
Yeah.
It's still within it's not like a completely different
No,
thing.
but, so I had to go out today and I had to buy a suit. I had to get a suit jacket and pants, right?
Yeah.
So, now, we've been also having to deal, our dog, it might be an abscess. So we're getting it looked at, we're getting it taken care of, but my wife stayed home with the dog to take care of him after we went to a fucking, this vet. I don't know, maybe she was from Germany, and that's not saying anything bad about German people. It's just, she seemed like she was afraid of this little 13-pound dog.
Yeah, that's weird, man. I mean, they were, my dog, Otto, but my dog's 135 pounds, and he's a full-blood German Shepherd, and he isn't real friendly with strangers. So my vets were a little freaked out by him when I had to take him in, but nonetheless they got through it.
Well, Hopper's a Dachshund Chihuahua mix, but he's also a senior dog. He's a senior citizen. He's old. He's crotchety. Leave him alone. Let him do his thing.
Yeah, that's kind of like I've got a couple of those too. A couple of old dogs.
With the abscess on his eye, you know, we were trying to figure out what it was. Was it maybe something like a tooth abscess? You know, something like that. But this vet, it was like anytime she would like poke at him, and he would squeal because he's in pain, and she would like recoil like this dog's gonna bite me. I'm like, first of all, he's a senior dog. He's not gonna bite you. He's never bit anybody in his life.
That's weird.
You know?
That's weird behavior for a vet to just poke at a dog like that.
So my wife found a new vet. We're gonna take him to on Wednesday. A new vet that basically said the other vet was full of bullshit. Because she was like, well, I'll just give you the stuff. You can go home and take care of it. I'm like, if I was going to take care of it at home, I would have done that. I came to you to figure out what the fuck was going on. So she stayed home with the dog. So I went out to find a suit jacket and pants. So I go to the store I never go to. I go to Kohl's. Because I'm like,
I like Kohl's.
Well, I'm like, Kohl's will have a suit jacket, right? I don't go to Kohl's because they're a bit on the pricey side of things. And I'm like a Walmart special kind of guy.
Yeah, the thing that's cool about Kohl's is they give you that Kohl's cash, and they give you like a lot of it. And you go in there, and if you buy a bunch of shit, you get like a whole bunch of money knocked off of it. So it's really not as expensive as it seems, I don't think.
Yeah, I bought like I said, I bought the suit jacket and stuff, and they gave me like $20, like 20 Kohl's bucks or something like that, right?
Yeah, and you can use that whenever. I think it frees up like 2 weeks from when you purchase it. So it frees up sometime later after you buy it. But that's like 20 free bucks in clothes. I mean, you can get a couple of T-shirts.
Right. So so I go in there now. Like I said, I hate buying suits and dress pants.
I haven't done it in 20 years. I don't even own a suit now.
Now, as we know, I'm a bigger guy. I'm losing weight, but I'm still a bigger guy. So I'm trying on suit jackets, and this was my method of finding the suit jacket that I bought. This one doesn't fit. This one doesn't fit. This one doesn't fit. Hey, this one fits. I'm buying it.
Yeah.
That's how I did.
Well, that's how I am with anything, too.
Well,
hey, does it fit? All right. Good enough.
Then I go for the pants, and like I said, I'm down a few pant sizes, but I don't know what the measurement is, but apparently my waist size is not congruent to my leg size. So the pants are always like, the leg is always too long. And I'm like, maybe I need to go to like Husky Boys because then the pant leg would be right. You know, but I finally found a pair I look good at. Now I did not go with the Donald Trump red power tie. I went with the blue power tie.
No MAGA for you. Huh?
No MAGA. I went with the blue power tie. So I'm excited for that. But the other good thing about Friday, and another good thing about tax return season, is the wife let me pull the trigger. She let me pull the trigger.
You have no idea how jealous I am, by the way.
And
I about shit my pants when I saw the picture of what you got.
I bought a Nintendo Switch, and Chief, oh my God.
I know.
You need to get one. Oh my
I know.
God. No, here's the reason why you need to get one first and foremost, and it's the topic I really want to get into tonight.
I haven't gotten my tax return yet, so we'll see. We'll see what's happening here.
Here's why you need to get it, and it's a topic I want to delve into in just a little bit, and that's Legend of Zelda: The Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, that one and Mario Odyssey I want more than anything.
So I bought both those games. Because really, those are the only two games I really wanted right now. You know, hopefully some more come out later. Like the Metroid games, I want Metroid on there. You know, so the cool thing about this, and I know other podcasts have probably talked this to death, but I just got one, so I'm talking about it. Is not only I love it because not only you put so the console itself is like a tablet, right? It's a tablet.
Yeah.
And you hook the Joy-Cons, they're called Joy-Cons, your controller things, you hook them on the side of the tablet and you can play it, you know, kind of like an old PSP or a DS. But then you could take those off and you could put them in this little caddy and use it as like an actual controller. But then you could take the tablet and you could put it in its docking station and it will project it. When you put it in the docking station, it hooks into the HDMI cable so it goes up on your TV. So you have like two ways to play, TV or handheld. So you're sitting there playing the game, and the Space Wife says, I want to watch this show. Okay, you just undock your tablet, and you can still play the game. And here, dude, I'm going to tell you this. You played Skyrim. Skyrim. How many hours?
I played it a lot. Got obsessed with it.
How many hours did you lose in Skyrim with that open world?
At least 72. I mean, not consecutive, but like over time, probably 72 or maybe over 100. I don't know. A long time. I was like, when I stopped playing, I was like, I hadn't played in a long time. I was like level 54, Vampire Lord, head of the Dark Brotherhood. I owned like 5 houses. I had like a bunch of shit.
Prepare to lose even more of that with Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. When I say this game is huge, dude, I mean it is huge. So I'm like, between my bouts of comas, I've been playing this like nonstop between my comas, and I am like, maybe
I have some weird dreams.
Yeah. Like storyline wise, I'm probably like 3/4 of the way through the game already. But as far as everything to do in the game, I am not even like, I am like barely scratching the surface. This map is freaking huge. Like, it's everything you've ever wanted in a Zelda game. Open world, you can go to every single freaking area that's ever been in a Zelda game. And just this, I mean, I'm flabbergasted because this game is so fucking good.
Yeah, I want one so bad, man. I couldn't even believe it. I was like, oh man.
Well, I pulled the trigger. I was like, you know what? I want a fucking Switch. I'm gonna buy a fucking Switch. My wife was like, go ahead. I go to GameStop, and the guy was like, well, I got a used one. I'm like, so it's cheaper than a new one? He's like, yeah. And it was pristine condition, no scratches on it, no defects on it, I've had no problems with it. So I got that. It was the red and blue one.
It's crazy that people are already bringing them back and getting rid of them.
Well, maybe they decided they wanted an Xbox One. That's the only new console I don't have is the Xbox One, because most of the games I want are they're on both PlayStation and Xbox. But Zelda. So I have been a Zelda fan my entire life. I have played every fucking Zelda game from the beginning. You've seen me beat the Zelda games. And
yeah, it was one of those. What was the one you just did? You just did one.
Zelda 2.
Yeah.
Which is hard as fuck. The good thing about this game, and I don't know, like when we had Mike Matei on, he had done like 17.
Yeah, I think he went longer than that after that. I think he did more after that, didn't he? Didn't it end up being over 20 hours?
Yeah, something like that. Now, here's what's funny, and this is what I love Mike to death. I love watching his stuff, but I realize when he plays, I don't know how much he immerses himself in the game, or he just kind of goes from point A to point B to point C.
See, I don't know. I wonder if he has a private game other than the one he plays online. Like, the one he's doing online is just to demonstrate what's going on, and then maybe he's probably playing it privately and doing it more intricately.
Right. I don't know, but like some of the stuff that I remember him complaining about, I never had an issue with. Like, he was like, I remember when he was the first couple streams, he's like, I can never find arrows. And then I'm finding arrows everywhere.
Is there like different levels? Is it like some harder levels and stuff? Maybe he's playing it on hard.
No, it's one level, but it's based off of, the monsters in different areas or have more health. So based off of your weapons you have, how strong the weapon is, how strong your gear is, how many hearts you have, how much stamina you have, all play a factor into it.
What I think is cool about it is it finally looks like I always wanted it to when it was on the NES.
Right.
It finally looks like a 3D fleshed out elf character in a full world with the monsters and stuff looking like they did in the artwork for the game.
Yeah, and here's what's really awesome is, so for those who don't know about this game, Breath of the Wild, when it starts, Link has been asleep for 100 years after Ganon had what they call Calamity Ganon had shown up and basically decimated parts of Hyrule and Hyrule Castle and things like that.
So it's a continuity. It's like a continuous from all the other games. It continues on. It's not just a brand new thing on its own.
No, so basically, and they've hinted at this in other games, but this one I think fully fleshes it out, is really the only Zelda games that some Zelda games are direct sequels, like Zelda and Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link are direct sequels.
Yeah.
Or Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask are sequels. But the way they have this set, the way they say it is that every, 100 years or something like that, Ganon keeps coming back. He's like this thing that just keeps coming back, and in every time he comes back, there is a princess and a hero that defeat him. And this Link and Zelda are just the latest in the line of the princess and the hero. So this game actually has bits from every